Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Boozer here. Thanks for stopping by. Happy Monday for those watching on upload days. Hopefully you guys having a good start to the week. I want to go over some events that Plarium just informed us that's going to be happening in the next couple days during CVC. They're going to be summoning events and they're going to be revolving around a couple key champions. But I feel there might be some things we should be aware of. So let's jump right into it. All right, so up above me is the event list. So right now we have a 15, 20, and 25x progressive event for the following champions. Both days will have different sets of champions. On the first day, the big one will be Wallmaster Othorion. So I did a showcase on this guy on the test server last week, and he's extremely good for Hydra mainly. He has this AoE double hit max HP slam with block buffs. AoE block buffs is very rare. It is probably still a pretty rare debuff, and decreased attack along with turn meter stuff. He has a self buff, self sustain, and more turn meter fill stuff. So he's really good champion. His max HP hit doesn't hit very hard, so he requires better gear to cap it. But even if he doesn't hit super hard, he still brings the AoE block buffs, AoE decrease attack, and he brings a little bit of damage himself. So if you consider all of that as a total package, he's extremely good. He's being offered up here as a progressive champion. However, I think it is still within the realm of reasonability that he might be offered as a guarantee. He is the non-void legendary in this recent batch of new champions that Plarium released. And of course we know that Plarium loves their Titan events and Heroes Path and all that stuff. And Wallmaster Othorion seems like a very high likelihood candidate to be part of a guarantee type event. Him being part of this progressive does not exclude him from that. So I just want to make that clear, just in case you guys were thinking about using shards for him tomorrow, that you might get a chance to use the shards for him in a later event as well. So moving forward, we have Candrafon here as the next non-void. So Candrafon, demon spawn, still one of the hardest hitting A1s in the game. So if he gets locked out, he still slams really hard. He can self-buff, protect himself. He has a passive that protects himself. And then he has the big AoE slam with the extra turn. If he kills somebody, he still is a very decent nuker. Obviously, Harima in the arena meta makes him not so good anymore. But in certain applications, he's still extremely strong. He's good to play against lockouts because his A1 is really good still. And I've seen some really powerful Candrafon just slice through arena defenses. So he's still very decent. Not a bad champion to have on your roster for sure. Up next, we have another insanely good arena nuker, and that's going to be Rhos. Rhos is still very relevant in the arena meta. Probably still one of the best arena damage dealers. Got the big A3 extra turn if you kill somebody, and then he's got the HP steal. The A3 hits harder. The A3 gives him inevitability, so he can kill basically any defense given enough time. And then he has the passive that protects himself. Basically, no hit can exceed 50%. A1, decreased defense, chance for extra turn. Still an insane champion. Obviously, lots of ways to counter him. But if Rhos is your thing, going to be up for grabs here tomorrow. And then what else we have? We have Lord Shazar. Lord Shazar coming in here from Demon Spawn. So he's still packing the big arena aura, 32% here. He's got the self buffing, increased attack, and then he's got the bombs going off here. His base attack is pretty low, so that probably makes up for the increased attack. Still an okay champion. Any damage dealer with the speed aura is going to be useful. You're going to find him in some arena teams. Try to counter the stone skin meta, of course. He's up for grabs as well. Then we got their void options here. We got what are we looking at? We got Georgid. We got Georgid coming up here. I have Georgid myself. He hits super good. He's got the AoE here with a turn meter drop. Places unkillable if you kill somebody, and then he's got its A1, ignores the world, ignores a book, and then grants an extra turn if you kill somebody. Extremely squishy champion, nice base attack. He hits super hard. He's one of the hardest. He's one of the champions you want to bring against Stone Skin because he can cut through it. But he doesn't bring any kind of survivability himself, so it's a little bit difficult to keep him going. All right, lastly on day 1, we have Sacred Order, Void, Legendary, Constantine the Dayborn. He's actually pretty good in terms of dealing damage. His base attack's not super high, so it's kind of hard to scale him up. His A1 hits really hard. His single target also hits really hard. And then his A3 has some ignore defense conditions on it, which makes him overall hit pretty hard. His passive is pretty good against obviously these factions. You could technically use him as kind of like a threat to the Undead Demon Spawn Revs, since he can block their revive. The combo with Vlad is kind of good, but it's hard to use Vlad really well in Arena. Vlad is actually pretty good in PvE, actually. Constantine, yeah, good multipliers on his A1 and his A3. But yeah, he's kind of just another squishy damage dealer but in this case he has low base attack, so it's hard to scale him up like insane levels. So yeah, he's going to be coming in here as a void option as well on day 1. So on day 2, we got Demon Spawn here, Mashald. Mashald's actually really good. He's found his place actually, I think, in Hydra. Mashald. Demon Spawn? No, he's undead, sorry. Yeah, Mashald, he's found his place in Hydra. He's got the increased speed, increased crit damage on your whole team. Also providing the leech debuff is very, very strong. He can pitch in with some damage as well. So he's really good for that. I wouldn't be too unhappy for pick him up there. Up next we have Raslear. Raslear is an old fusion. Skinwalkers. He actually deals pretty good damage. His passive makes him go extra 100 speed faster, which is kind of insane. He provides some pretty good buffs. Increased speed, namely for Hydra, is very good. Increased accuracy is also very good. 1 AoE, and then his A2 is also an AoE and provides leech, and then his A1 provides turn meter boost. He has a all battle speed aura, which is really nice for content. He hits decently hard, but because he gets so many turns, he's going to be able to do lots of damage overall. But his general multiplier is a little bit on the average side, but his overall damage contribution is pretty good. And yeah, he brings good buffs and a relevant debuff as well. That's Raslear. Coming in here, it's like the kind of the opposite of the Raslear is the Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn the Owl. So Gwendolyn the Owl was a past guarantee champion as well. I believe she cost 20 sacreds at that time. I believe deck of fate. A1, chance to extend duration of debuffs. Pretty cool. She's mainly a Hydra champion, but I've seen her used in Fire Knight as well. Same thing with Raslear. They offer similar utilities, except the opposite, I guess. So Gwendolyn offers a decreased speed, decreased accuracy, and leech on one move. And then she brings increased accuracy on another move. She has 2 AoEs and a triple hit A1. Very similar to Raslear, 2 AoEs and a triple hit A1. Her passive gives her extra damage based on her accuracy. So if you give her 300 accuracy, she gets an extra 30 crit damage. And then she gets an extra turn every time she uses 3 skills. So that could be part of like ally attacks, counter attacks, relentless procs, all that stuff will count towards this, which is pretty good. So she's going to get lots of extra turns, similar to Raslear. She doesn't hit particularly hard in terms of multipliers, but like I said, same with Raslear is that the amount of turns she gets, she will pump out enough damage overall to help you guys out. Mainly used for Hydra, I think. After that, we have Wither the Crown. So we have Wither the Crown. She's coming in from the Demon Spawn here. She's kind of, to me, like a Mithrala light. She's not as good as Mithrala, but she basically brings similar levels of sustainability. Continuous heal, AoE leech, increased defense, continuous heal. She is a very good healer, and she brings a cleanse here with another heal, 3-turn cooldown. And then more continuous heals from her passive. She's kind of like, she's kind of like Mithrala, but not as good. She does more healing. Mithrala is kind of like more offense based. Mithrala has like poisons, increased attack as well. She just brings defense and just heals. Yeah, she's he's interesting. You can make like a kind of a stall, maybe a stall arena team, and then just for fun. What else we got? Oh, we have the other half of the brothers duo, I guess. We have Undead. Undead. So I was just talking about him. We have Vlad coming up here. Vlad was an old fusion, Halloween fusion back in the day. A1 destroy max HP hit. A2 AoE leech. And then steel Terminator. It's actually a pretty good move. It's actually a pretty good move, especially for PvE. And then his A3 has decreased defense and the block active skills. And then perfect veil to keep himself alive. He has some revive on death whenever he kills someone, and then he has some Terminator stuff when he kills someone. He can solo Faction Wars 21 for Undead. Pretty cool. In relatively quick time, actually like a minute something, like 9 seconds or less. He doesn't hit overly hard. His multipliers, his base attacks, a little bit low as well for an attack-based nuker. But he's going to be built like a hybrid champion with some accuracy. Not really somebody you really want, but he can be okay in some situations. Lastly, for the offered Void champions, we have Inway. So Inway here, Inway is a demon sponsor. Inway demon spawn. The big thing about him is that he has insane base attack, 1700 base attack, but his multipliers aren't very good, which kind of makes sense because his passive basically allows him to block revive anybody that he kills, regardless of what skill he uses. So he could be ally attacking, counter attacking. So they made his multipliers low to offset his high attack and his very strong passive. He's relatively good against Rhos because he has his triple hit here, and then he has an AoE slam here. So Inway can be used in some situations to like basically block revive, like Wukong for example, but he's gonna be like just another squishy damage dealer, so you need a way to support him. And because his multipliers aren't insanely good, he might not deal enough damage to kill some support champions, for example, or some champions. So you need to have pretty good gear on him to take advantage of his block revive. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for the video and the events that are coming up. This is mostly during CBC. If you guys are interested, I will be streaming my CBC at the start of CBC, or roughly the start of CBC. So if you guys want to drop by on YouTube, I will be streaming. Just doing a chill session. We're not doing personal rewards or anything like that. So if you guys have any questions, or you guys just want to hang out, I will be on for probably about 2 hours, just about at the start of CBC. So hopefully I'll see you guys there. But if not, have a great CBC. Have a great end or start to your Monday. And yeah, let me know what you guys are planning to do in the comments below. And watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video.